Okay, so we're going to put the rebate somewhere in here. So make sure on my sketch layer, which I am, I'm currently in this UCS format here. So let me just draw a rectangle somewhere on here. Let's start off with this rectangle command. I might take off the O snap, so I don't want to snap into anything. And I'm just going to draw something on here of the size that we want. Now note, it doesn't look like it's picked up anywhere, but if I move out, it's done something. So it seems to be drawing it underneath, which is a problem I have had in the past. But that's fine as long as you recognize where it's drawing it. It's not drawing it on top. Okay, so perhaps in this instance we should escape that and put this dynamic UCS on, and we might be okay. We'll see. So it because, as I said, the UCS is in the world format, which means it's drawing it on the grid, on the flat. So let's have a look if that helps now. It's detecting this already now. If I go over the top of that surface, so if I go here now, it's drawing on top, which is great. That's what I want to do. So how big is it? Does anyone know the size of these things? This is 6 meters, I remember it is. 6 meters by 3 meters, all right. That's all I want for the rectangle. You could do it in a polysolid as well, but I'll do it this way. And there's my little size. I can move it to a rough location. As I said, it doesn't matter. I've got selection cycling on there. Rough enough is good enough. Roughly as the, just take off ortho for a minute. Roughly where the PDF is showing it, which is on the L drive under the unit name there. So roughly about there. Okay, so that's that there. As I also mentioned that you can, when you zoom in, sometimes it's hard to control. You see, it just goes off. So we can turn off perspective. All right, there's a command there, perspective. I click that, make that 0. Now when I'm zooming in, it's more of an isometric thing. It's easier to control and get to the corner without it flying off and just losing it. So that's it there. Now we've got this thing hidden in there. I do have my selected shader with edges here, which is helpful to see the rebate, so that's a good thing to have. Now I'm going to extrude this thing down or up, or we'll see which way it goes. Okay, so let's go to extrude. I've got selection cycling on, so I should be able to pick that up. I want the polyline, and now I enter, and I can go up, or I suppose I can go down. If I go up first, I'll have to move this into it afterwards. Most of you have done it up, so I'll go up 50. All right, so it's protruding above the slab, so I want to move it down into it. So I select it again. That's what I want. Click it. Enter. Click somewhere over here. Make sure ortho is on. Now I'm getting the -Z happening at my cursor, which means I can type in 50, and that'll drop it into it and flush with the slab. Okay, now that I've got it in there, I can go subtract, select the big green slab. To do that, it's best to do it at the edges, not in the middle of it. So there's an edge there. Pick that up. And now I'm selecting objects to subtract from. So I'll finish selecting the big objects to subtract from. So I'll just press enter. Now it's asking me to select the solids to subtract. So this one to subtract is this one here. You can pick up more than one, but we've only got one. There it is. All right, so we'll pick that, and then we press enter. And that's the end of that. That's basically done. If I zoom in here now, we should have a little set down of 50 millimeters. And that was it. Thank you very much. We'll stop the recording.